So here we are again. I'm hoping that this video will be the last for a while, unless things take a nasty turn. And I need to try and be extra constructive today, as obviously I set out to get people to listen to what I have to say and not just out there to insult or hurt people. So we had the meeting, there was a lot of people involved. And of course I'm thankful that there was the reaction and they decided to speak to me. There's a lot of people involved. We've got the biggest committee you can imagine for an organization like ours. A lot of huffing and puffing, a lot of expression of emotion. I wasn't prepared for it very well. I had a very bad weekend myself, and so I succumbed to the emotion. I had very little to say. I've been with these guys for a very long time now, and we went through some very good times as well as some bad times, so emotion was quite expected actually. Anyway, before anything else, I just need to explain something to you guys. Some time ago I posted a video on the values of sport onto the THBC Facebook page, and I had some text along with it to indicate that we need to make some changes to make things better for the club. Didn't say what and how. I just asked for help from people because it is not just my problem. Whatever problems that I would have been talking about, it's not just my problem, it's everybody's problem. Anyway, before long the text was edited by someone and deleted, in fact completely. The video remained, and I asked who might have deleted it. Nobody claimed responsibility. So I knew that whatever video I posted now would disappear very quickly. So I had to come in with something that would cause an immediate reaction. So I had to come in with a bang, so to speak. And I chose the word donkey to associate to some people. And in hindsight, I know that that was a very bad judgment on my part, and I could have chosen something far better than that, which might have caused similar reaction. And I can be dignified in accepting that I got it wrong, and I'm humbly sorry for that. I did not want to be here. I am compelled to, because there are certain people who think they're immune to whatever they do. And they treat people like myself, who tries to be honest and tries to be committed to the club, and has been and still doing a lot of things with all my energy and with the best of intents, but yet get treated as if I've done something wrong, as if I've misused some money or other resources in the club, etc. Also, I could not stand by while they actually talked to a lot of people, including the young guys that I referred to in one of my previous videos, and say that it is okay to cheat, and I'm referring to having kids in the club. And I need to make sure that people understand that without speaking out, nothing ever changes. Doesn't matter how right or wrong you might be with your opinion, you need to talk to people, you need to let it out, let other people hear it, and you might find that you've got it wrong, but you might find that what you have to say is actually what other people are thinking about as well. And I'm hoping that's the case here. And I'm hoping that this will encourage other people to speak out, because I can't do this all by myself. I need help. This is not just my club, it belongs to everybody. And I'm fighting. This is a fight for me to protect the interest of the club. I'm not doing it just for myself. If it was just for myself, if it was like I want to play this game, I want this, I would have found it very difficult to come here and speak. It is not. But also, of course, I spent so much time in developing some young, great talents out there. And I needed my club, this is my club, I needed my club to support me in all of this, provide the opportunity for the kids to come along and play. Now, if they had something to say to me about how I do things, I'm happy with that, but not the approach they took. It wasn't right. So I can't stop here. Obviously, I started out to make some changes, so I need to say something about what it is that we need to change. You would have got some indication already from the previous videos, but let's just make it a little bit more clearer. Management is of course responsible for all the things that happen in the club, good or bad. If something goes wrong, people should be able to refer to management to say, look, what is happening here, what can I do? Every member in the club should have the right to choose their leader. You know, if they find somebody is not doing something right, there should come a time, AGM, to go and speak up and say something is not right, and they don't like the leader that they've got for whatever reason. They should be able to say it and have the vote, have the ability to nominate the person that they think would best suit the role. And so we are talking about the constitution, because the constitution of a club like ours, where we have members involved, is the most important document that we have. It should lay down fair principles. And it's not hard, guys. It's not hard to actually come up with a constitution that has all these things, because there are plenty of clubs, plenty of other clubs out there who are doing similar things. Now, if you asked people, they could have given you directions where to go. I could have helped. I mean, I've got a law degree. I understand these things, I think. The constitution would lay down the details of what sort of officers we would have, how many members we would have, when we would have the AGM, or whatever other meetings that you might call it, etc. We also need to treat generosity of people with some respect. Yeah, we are all doing a lot of things here on a voluntary basis. And when people spend their time, like I did, and I'm sure there are plenty of other people who are doing a lot of things in the club, they need to be thanked sometimes. They need to be at least be treated in such a way, even if you couldn't use the word to say thank you, to make them feel that they are doing something valuable and everybody appreciates it. And unfortunately, when I asked for the constitution before the AGM, nobody gave me that. You know, they weren't willing to give me the constitution, a copy of the constitution. Members, every member has the right to be able to see the constitution or know the details of how the constitution, what details are incorporated into the constitution. Anyway, the next thing that people must change is how we select players to play in the leagues, in the Division 1, or how we choose them to play the best games in the club. After all, that's the primary reason people have come to the club. Those who come to the club, they come to play some good games. I mean, if they actually say they're not here for competitive games, that's okay. You know, they can choose to play somewhere else. But if they say they want to play competitive games, they need to know. They need to know how that they can get the chance to play with the serious players in the club. And if the serious players in the club find that they're not getting the best games, then obviously they need to say why, so that the guys who aren't doing too well understand why. It's a simple thing. It's one of the benefits of being in that club. The members should be able to play the best games if they fit the criteria. Another important factor, very important factor in fact, when people play in the leagues, there is an important rule in Middlesex where it says members, the players have to be bona fide members of the club. Not just some old member, bona fide. And the reason they did that is because what they're trying to do is encourage people to participate in clubs and then go and play in the leagues by being part of that club. A few people who might think there aren't any other great players in the club, if you decide that because you're in control, you'll go outside the club and just get some players so that you can go and play with them in the leagues, that is not a bona fide member. Those people never come to the club. That is not a bona fide member. And there you are cheating the club members, simply put. I'm sure I can say a lot more, but for now I think, you know, people have got the message and people are talking about this. I've had some good feedback, and I hope that this final video for the moment will actually act as proof that I'm not out to get anybody. I'm trying to send a message out there so that people understand what it is, and if they don't understand, I'm happy to hear it. Okay, so I'll leave it here for now.